Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, oh boy, am I so glad to be back because it's been a hell of a week. Today's plan, we are going to start a brand new mini series of visiting our old school MapleStory nostalgia in the current 2025 game. So we're going to visit a few maps that are very, very dear to my heart. A lot of memories, a lot of nostalgia. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try and recreate all of that if I can with all the characters available. And without further ado, let's start off with Lith Harbor. If you guys do remember, Lith Harbor is the OG, the very, very, very first map that you are going to, hop on and have a look at what is this game all about. Let's be honest here, the cab was very, very expensive back in the days, and you would rather just walk and train. Not only you get some XP, but you would also get some HP and MP potions. And if you guys do remember, it was such a hassle to collect missiles. And would you buy equips or would you buy potions? Or and if you're rich enough, you'd be just using the cap to travel along. Definitely brings a lot of memory now. Do not take a look at the damage, but this is definitely one of the OG maps. And I do not believe that it has changed at all. And if it did, it's probably just a little bit shorter and a few different mobs. The shrooms are not there anymore. I do remember the shrooms being there, but again, a lot have changed, but it's still the same nostalgia, and especially the music. Lith Harbor's music is by far one of the most classic ones, alongside Elinia, Henesys, and even Sleepywood, let me say. First encounter, our dear old boss here. This was a very, very rare one, I'll be honest, because I do not remember ever being able to find this guy. It was such a rare one, and then you've got these debuffs and buffs on these snails, so you'd be like taking more damage or taking more time to kill these little guys. I mean, Lith Harbor, I don't want to be rating these guys, but I've got to say Lith Harbor has to be on one of the top 3. Now, Elinia, this map has to be number 1, and I might be saying this a lot, but I have to be very, very, very transparent here. Elinia might have been the number 1 map that I spent the most amount of time. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you might have heard my stories with Elinia, the slimes. We're going to be visiting that area because that is OG number 1 map. That alongside another one we'll be visiting pretty soon. But what I'm sad about is, why did they change the town so much? The potion wasn't there. The weapon shop wasn't there. These little NPCs, the fairies, were not here at all. This was a huge map, and if you did fall off the ground, let me say, it did hurt. And not only that, it took ages for you to climb back up, and especially with a swordsman, it was a really, really long way to go up. Now, Mr. Park, the OG storage keeper, is still here, so I do love that. And let's not forget our little buddy here, the magic library. Grendel, the really old, this guy, a lot of memories, a lot of decisions to be able to make either a cleric, an ice, or fire mage. So shout out to Gandalf. I still call him Gandalf instead of Grendel, the really old. But this map has been one of the best ones, and I cannot express how the music is also like number 1 here. Now, moving along with Elinia's maps, I am really sad to say that I cannot believe they took away my favorite map. I mean, this could be the closest that we have here to where I used to grind, really. These stumps were here, and as well as the slimes. And it cannot be a nostalgia if we don't visit those slimes. And the closest we can be is this little map here, which is so sad. I mean, these large tunnels, you would go inside them and you would be just teleported into a tunnel, and that's where you would just train. There you have it. I was able to find it, ladies and gents. It wasn't Cursed Eyes, obviously, but I just want to take a little moment here before we move on to the next map. This place, I am so happy that it still exists. The Tree Trunk Nest. Now, I don't remember the names. I think they changed it. But this was the map. And not only that, this was the gear that I had, and I was just, spending hours. And I'm telling you guys, coming back from school, I was just so hyped to come back and just play this game. Forget homeworks, forget any exams and stuff. I was just 3 hours, 4 hours. I would even like try to skip dinner to just come and play, or eat as quick as I can to just come back and grind and grind and grind, collect all those mesos and those levels. And the only thing I kind of regret now is that I did not realize that the slimes didn't give enough XP. I would be level 25 and still grind here. I just loved this place. It was just a meditation for myself here, just blasting the music on those little stereo speakers that I had and just gaming all night. Now, last but not least, with the warrior, Marion has to be one of the OG ones as well. We have spent quite a few time here, especially with the wild boars, but most definitely with the stumps. They did change a lot about this map. I did like that the warrior sanctuary was on the top, not on the right hand side here. But one thing I can definitely say, ladies and gents, is our dear little friend Winston. The map has definitely changed. Let's say these dark axe stumps, these were very, very difficult. Now, we did need a lot of accuracy and avoidability in order to be able to hit these guys. So thieves were, on the top chart here, as well as mages. Warriors, not so much. If you're lucky enough, you'd be able to hit these guys with a good 300 damage. Otherwise, it will be a big mess. Shout out to you, my guy. You are still here mumbling by yourself. And, if you have some time, help this guy a little bit. Do these quests, and he'll be pretty much happy. Moving along with Skull Feather here, our Dexless Sin. Yes, I had many opportunities to create a Dexless Sin. It was pretty hard to, learn about this character, and a lot of people will always say Dexless Sin were probably the best out of all of them, including the Chief Bandits with their OG Meso Explosion skill. This map here, how can I explain this map? A very, really hard one. There was a lot of people here. The XP here was insane. I think even the mesos were pretty insane. We cannot forget about the wild boars sound. When you kill these guys, it's just a different vibe. And the music is just a slow meditation. A lot of chaosing. I can tell you that if you were strong enough, you would just be able to chaos everyone here, and you had no chance. Now, since we're in the topic of thieves, we cannot forget the OG Kerning City, the most populated, second most populated after Henesys, obviously. This map did get a remake for sure. I do not remember Lakeless being on the right hand side. It was mostly in the middle side here. And I mean, look, we can even talk to her. Party quest, first time together. I believe this was the very first the very first party quest the Kerning PQ ever existed, before they even introduced the Henesys PQ with the bunny. So a lot of memories here, and if you were unlucky, you have a level 40, just come here and pop one of those mob potions, and it was a hell. Those teddies, those Trojans from Ludibium would just destroy everyone. You had no chance, you'd just die. And the fact of being a thief, dark side. If you had dark side and you were really fast with your reactions, you would just pop this and you'd survive, and you'd see like at least 10-15 of these people dead, and you just have people laughing. The community was just, it was kind of a good prank, but at the same time, the community just laughed. I mean, I remember people trying to get back to you for that, but it's still the memories, guys. This is one of the best maps as well. But yeah, a lot of questing as well here with Kerning City. Icarus, one of the OG ones for that level 25 Icarus cape, which gave you a massive, I think it was a massive 45 or 25 speed, which, hey, you needed that speed. You need every speed you could. And if you wear a thief with that cape, the jump plus 10 and the speed 25, just beautiful. Now, obviously, we have to jump back here with Bear, our beloved Cleric. This map here definitely did change. These alligators, I had a few surprises when I came here. I always thought, you know what, I'll be able to come and train here with my thief or my mage. But no, these guys were just way too strong. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to make a mage, because, you know, I heard people say healing was a very good skill back in the days. And what I mean by that is exactly this map here. All I needed to do was just stay here and just constantly spam heal. Now, obviously, we cannot do that anymore. And I do miss the old school green healing, which please, oh please, Nexon, please bring it back. There's a little bit of greenery there, but it's not enough. If we talk about this map, ladies and gents, this map was not for everyone. You know, warriors, bandits, you could not do anything. Even bowmans, because it was such a difficult map, or a high level map, should I say, clerics and only Dexless Sin could be able to train here, unless you obviously become a little bit stronger and you get a bit more funded. But if you were like an OG naked character here, let's say, healing or a Dexless Thief is all we needed for this map here. Now, obviously, being on the topic of the Cleric, the OG class here, Sleepywood. Let's take a break here. Sleepywood was like off chart. If you were here, respect to you. This was a hell of a map. It was the best map to train. The Ant Tunnel. And not only the Ant Tunnel, but let's take a quick look to the hotel. The reason why it's such a popular place is the sauna manager. People would just come here AFK because you get a bit of healing properties, and especially for those poor little guys. I'll include myself in there. If I didn't have any HP or MP potions, I'm ashamed to say, but I would finish that quest, that sauna quest. I would just come here, heal, and then go back train. Run out of potions? No problem. Come back to here and just stay here for like a few minutes, get my heal back up and my MP, and go back to train. Because as you guys have known, this map right here have not changed. I feel like it has not changed, and if it did, maybe just a little bit. But again, it's another map where you could not breathe. There was at least 15 to 20 people per map, and these clerics, I'm telling you, these clerics had just the best. If you could party with a cleric here, people would just party with either cleric or a dark knight for that extra HP and MP, because these mobs, they would hurt. They still hurt 40 damage right now to my clerics. So healing was a big thing. Dexless Sins, huge thing as well. You would be casting everyone. You would take the portal back up, kill all of these zombie mushrooms, go back down, and do it all over again. And you know, if you are a bowman or anything like that, you just take to this single map and call it a day. I'll be like, I'm just gonna stay here, train. I'm not even gonna bother casting the thief, so long as the thief was nice enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna feel a little bit of pity for you. I'll leave this little section to you, and if you dare to come down there, I'll come back up and I'm gonna cast you until you leave this map. And I don't want to say I did that to people, but I definitely had that happen to myself. So I just, you know, good and bad memories, but at the same time, just perfect. And if you were kind of adventurous enough, and you know, I did that a couple times, I would just walk along. Now this map, obviously, I think it did change a tad little bit, but not too much. And one of the things that everyone was scared about was that thing there. If you were, you know, strong enough, you'd take this thing down, you'd grab this, and these used to be like, I think, a lot of missiles. I think in the 400-500k, which is probably like around what, 2-3 mil today in the free market. Now obviously, without leaving Sleepywood, we have to come here to the Cursed Temple. When you've reached here, if you're level 70, you're fine, you know. Third job advancement, you're strong enough. If you're a ranger, I think I was a ranger back in the days, and cleaning these guys up was such an easy task. But if you were level 40 and 50, thinking you could be strong enough to deal these guys up, nah man, you would die right away. You keep on going to the right hand side here, and these Tauruses, you're like, you know what, I got this. I'm here. I heard a story about a boss here that everyone is trying to get his hands on because of obviously two reasons. One, at least for myself, was the ship that the junior Barlock would just come and just destroy you because you just don't know better. It's your first time taking the ship. This guy would fly around and just kill everyone. What people thought about was a Dark Knight and a Priest. Why not combine those two? And if you're not a Priest yet, a Cleric. Spam heal. Just spam heal. The DK is going to take care of this bad boy, and that's it. Little guy is down, but I'm going to say I did take part of that at some point, being level 40 something Cleric. It didn't go so well. I died. Back in the days, that junior Barlock would do some electric attack. Even if you were high above, it still sometimes hits you. You had to really find the spot, which was like kind of in the corner of the ledge. But if you move too much, you would just fall and die. And you didn't have double jump. So it was just KO for you. Last but not least, ladies and gents, Henesys. The music is just something different, right? I mean, I do say it a lot that Elinia has one of my favorite musics in this game. But Henesys, it just gives you that pure adventure vibe. Look at the background. You've got mountains, you've got mushroom houses, and then you've got rainbows, you've got butterflies everywhere. You've got like, what a masterpiece of a game this was back in the days, and even today I still cannot express how much MapleStory has transformed not only my life, but it's just good memories, right? Very, very good memories. And this was literally your very first encounter, being like, this is the game. I'm just gonna train here. And these were the easiest mobs, but I've got to share this story with you guys, ladies and gents. It's really this map, but I think this is the closest that we're gonna be able to get. A lot of snails, the red, the blue, and the green. You had a few floors. The higher you go, the harder it becomes. And this was a place for partying, right? People would just come here and chat, not to train per se. You'd always see those little 10, 15 people training. And my fondest memory of this map is being a bowman. I was a bowman. I had no soul arrow skill yet because that's a level 30 skill. And I was just grinding, trying to find some bows. And this is what I would usually say. Drop some arrows, please. Because these mobs would drop arrows. And, if you're a warrior, or if you're a mage, or a thief, you do not need any arrows. What you would mostly do is trade with people while training. And boy, oh boy, it was a bargain. Like, people would sell them for so much. And then you'd have these people be like, here, I'm just going to drop you 4,000 arrows. I just don't need them. I've got enough money. Or they'd be just so nice to you and be like, I just don't need them. I don't care about making a few more mesos. I'm just going to drop it. And sometimes you'd have these almost 60 thieves being like, just dropping arrows, and you'd have people just run to it and just spam to collect those guys. Because yeah, pet was not a thing. We were poor, we were kids, we had no money, so we were just, collect them and spam them. This place was one of the best ones. And while we're in the topic of Henesys, we can't forget about these stone golems. Now, this map wasn't that popular, let's say, because not a lot of people knew about this place. This was actually a hidden street. This was a hidden street. You had to know where to click in order to get in here. And once you do, you have these pretty decent strong players. I'd say level 25 and 35, I'd say. So these people were training here, and obviously I think you had some more hidden streets within a hidden street. So you could go in here, train with the blue ones, with the red ones. This was a fun place to train as well. Now moving along with a little bit of a more favorite of mine here, the pigs. The pigs were a pretty popular map as well. I do have a good sense of memory here. And the reason why is these pigs would drop a special item for a lot of quests that we needed, which was the pig's head. And let me say, those pig heads were so damn rare that people would sell them in the free market, believe it or not. And also these ones for those little mini games. This map, I didn't care too much about the quest. I think it was probably the very first map that I felt like I don't think I like those quests anymore. So there you have it, our very first pig head. Now they're called the strange pigs, but the red ribbon pigs, these one, I mean, if you did, you know, pretty decent with your damage, you would start to feel a little bit more comfortable, and you would train with these guys instead of those regular ones. And you did have some quests with these red ribbons as well. You need to collect these guys to, you know, give it to those NPCs and Henesys. Pigs area, also one of my top memories here. I did love to train here. Was mostly with the Dexless Sin and also the Swordsman, but I did hate it with the Warrior Sins, which is super slow. And if I remember correctly, this map was huge. It was a big map. It even had like those spiky holes that, let me say, if you are super slow, you would fall in there, you would be teleported to a different map, which took ages for you to get out of. It was a jump quest kind of. And if you did not get out of the map, you'd literally be stuck there. Yeah, good memories, but I did not like it that much. There you go. You've got some few ribbon pigs, actual ones, and not these feisty little strange ones. So lots of love to this map as well. Did change a lot. Now to end it all, ladies and gents, Chief Stan. Again, there's still a lot of people walking around channel 1 at least of Henesys, and you can see people, which that's the thing I love about this game, is seeing the community, seeing people still talking to each other here, still walking around Henesys as being one of, I mean, the #1 map, let's be honest, forever. It will always be the most dearest map. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did like this new beginning of a series, and I hope I can, you know, share some more love. But what I want to know from you guys is to spread some love and share in the comments down below your fondest memories in MapleStory. The maps, the mobs, and the characters you guys were maining back in the day. So I really want to know, and what I would like to do as well is the more comments the better. I will try and, you know, recreate your guys' nostalgia, try to visit those maps that, hey, probably I forgot about, and probably that's your top #1 and you still come and visit sometimes. So I'll definitely do that. But as always, guys, if you did enjoy this one, then give it a thumbs up, do subscribe, share with some friends, and if you are new to the channel and still watching, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate the love as well. And then as always, this has been Noori. Spread your peace and love, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.